Get some speed up around the tires there and see if he can take a couple more bashes into the side.
Let's see how close. Victor Whaley Jr. came to go, and he defied gravity on that one.
Well, he got up in the air, Steve.
Kinda.
Come on.
Didn't give it a bad name.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. You make fun of me going out with a mannequin. Come on, pal.
There's been times that I never mind. And, the checkered flag is out. This one is mercifully over.
Yeah, I think we've got a clear winner on this one, and the crowd is going absolutely nuts here.
Yeah, Victor Whaley Jr., you know, I'm not a judge officially here, but girl, if you're dancing for him, you're dancing for the winner as far as I'm concerned.
It's a table dance.
Yeah. Okay, we'll be back with the final heat after this. Stay with us.
He's a demolition derby man. He's all the wreck one car can stand. And every woman here is a Bondo fan.
If you yearn for palm trees, Orlando, Florida is the city for you. There's palm trees on every corner. There's palm trees on the center median. There's palm trees at Disney World. There's palm trees inside the restaurants. If you don't like palm trees, go to Seattle. Right now, we're at Orlando Speed World, and you short track racers out there across the country saying, man, if they got some lights on that track. Well, it's not this good most Saturday nights. You see, the Musco company, Musco Lighting out of Iowa, brought in 2 of their big mobile trucks and have just flooded this place with light. They are the premier lighting organization in the world. And that's all I'm going to say. They really are good.
I want to know if there are palm trees in Bithlo, Florida.
Let's go down to Bobby Gerald. He must have a winner or a semblance thereof.
I have a winner. Victor Whaley from Illinois. Victor, congratulations. Now, that was the most spectacular run we've seen in the heat races so far.
I like it, and I like to hit hard, and I like to get the crowd on my side.
Well, they might be on your side, but what do you think about being kind of the outlaw here coming from Illinois?
Well, I figured everybody would come after me, so I got to start it off.
Now, you almost tipped over. You got a lot of damage to the rear end of your car here. Tell me about the damage to the rear end and how that will affect you in the main event tonight.
Well, most of it I'll cut it off so I can see, and then that's just about it. Just cut all of it off so I can see it, see out the back so I can go backwards and save a little more of the front end.
What about almost tipping over? How close was that?
It's not too bad. It's better when you tip somebody over and you park on their drive shaft.
Victor, congratulations, man. We are definitely all over you tonight in the main event.
Thank you. One more thing, I want to thank my dad for being my biggest fan.
You got it. Tim?
Hey, it's Coulterville, Illinois night, apparently tonight. The runner-up as well. I'm here with Kevin Huggins. I just got through talking to Kevin before the race. Kevin, are you going to be able to do anything with this tire?
I brought another one. I can change it.
Will you have time to change it before the final?
Oh, yeah, we'll have plenty of time.
What do you think of the fact that you and Victor both came in 1 and 2 in that heat?
So we told him we was going to come down here and see how we could do it, and we done it.
The good news is he saved the baby. There's the baby still hanging in there.
I say hi to my wife and kids at home. Hi, kids.
What's their name?
Sue Ellen, Angie, and Jessica. My wife's is Susan.
There's the baby. There's the name. There's Sue Ellen. I can't read here, but there's the baby.
Well, that is one ugly baby.
Well, thanks, Steve. That's nice, Steve.
Let's look at the final results. Victor Whaley Jr., he did have the crowd on his side. Kevin Huggins, the late entry. Oh, well. Jim Talley. Hey, this is
Doesn't matter.
stuff. Terry Siraki. Okay, we have one more heat to go, and we'll bring it to you live here on TNN's Motor Madness when we come back to Orlando Speed World. Hang in there with us. The night is yet young.
When you're in the greater Orlando area, there's just so much to see and do. I mean, you can't possibly do it all. But one thing you don't want to do is get out of Florida without first coming to Bithlo, unofficially the salvage body parts capital of the world. For a Demolition Derby fan, this is parts paradise. Where is that Bithlo brochure? Christmas, Florida. And judging from these bullet holes, looks like Santa forgot to bring somebody a Tickle Me Elmo.
Yeah, I think you got to Tickle Me Smith and Wesson. Well, a hush has come over the grandstands. The crowd has been quieted because one of their own is in big trouble. There is no joy in the doghouse tonight. Bobby?
A tough break for the Junkyard Dog. You qualified into the main event, but now we understand something's gone wrong.
Yeah, we went back in. It drove off the track. We went back in and opened the hood. The motor's sitting completely on the side on the manifold. We got that pulled back down and found out we didn't have no reverse. The transmission, the linkage inside the transmission has come apart internally, and we just don't have time to fix it here tonight. So we'll take car home and patch it up and bring it out the next time.
How disappointed are you?
I really wanted to win this. We put a lot of work in the car, but we had a good time. I came out with the intentions that I just wanted to have a good time, and we did. And you know, that's one of them things you can't prepare for. So if it was something I did or should have done, that'd be one thing. But that's just one of the demo gods wasn't smiling on me tonight.
Seems like a pretty nice guy to me, Steve.
Darn straight, Bobby. Let's have one more look, Al, at the coup de grace.
And this was the coup de grace, as they say, not the Mardi Gras. That was it.
You know, there's a couple of cars in our final heat that look an awful lot alike. Their names are Tim and Daryl. Let's meet them.
My name's on the sign, but it's not me standing up here and saying I'm the boss and you will do this.
Tim Cordell and Daryl Taylor have a unique working relationship, one that mixes business with pleasure.
Motor swap.
We have our days, but you know what it takes to work together, smooth things out, and just get the job done, make the customers happy. Is important things. So.
We get the jobs done, get them out, and then we sit down and iron out our grievances to one another a little bit later.
Tim and Daryl work long hours side by side in the shop, and although they're competitors on the track, they're teammates until the green flag drops.
We usually don't work on them like, we'll say like this is his car, or that one's my car, or you know, we'll both, all of us together, just me and him or whoever's here, we'll work on this car, get it done, get it the way that we like it, then we go to the next one. In other words, there's no, well, he's running this car, maybe I can mess with his carburetor a little bit or give me a little advantage or something, you know.
We've run first and second place several times, and he's beat me, and we get out and shake each other's hands, say, all right, good race. Now let's go back and build another one.
I owe him a few more hits.
I have beat on him pretty good.
He beat on me a few times. I owe him a couple of hits.
Well, Tim and Daryl have definitely bonded. So sweet.
Thanks.
There's Daryl's car, the 003, set for the next heat. Let's go down to Bobby Jarrell. Bobby, how's Haas doing?
Haas is getting ready. I tell you what, we're inching closer towards stunt time, and X marks the spot where Haas is going to come through the wall. Now, some people might think that this trailer is empty. That's not the case.
But before the main event, we're going to have that jump by Haas. You can see his men there working on those ramps. Gosh, I really wonder if those ramps are strong enough.
I thought that mobile home was your home away from home. I thought that's what we were doing tonight.
I'm headed in that direction.
I think you
Let's take a look at the grid. Steve Gillespie with his Buick. He's out of Titusville. Tim Cordell out
with
of Orlando.
nothing. He's got a no car is what he's got there.
And Oldsmobile's no car?
No car.
Oh, he has no car.
No car. There it is. A 003 Daryl Taylor in an 82 Buick. That's exciting. I'm glad for him.
It is exciting. In his father's Oldsmobile was the previous guy on that page. Brian Doucette and Ted Page, a Mercury Grand Marquis. They are bulletproof, I might add. More so even than the Monte Carlo. The only car that is absolutely illegal for demolition derby racing anywhere in the country is, you know this?
No, I don't.
The Chrysler Imperial.
The Chrysler Imperial. Okay, well, that is something that we all needed to know tonight. And I've also heard that besides all of these thousands of drivers that are coming up, we also have a late edition that is coming out tonight. And
that's a guy's given name.
Yeah, Donnie Funk. Now, that's of the famous Funk wrestling family. Dory, Terry, everybody.
Okay, now let's go down to Bobby Jarrell. Bobby, who looks hot in this one?
Well, Barry Brown in the 202. Check out this trick window netting he's got. Some of these guys have windshields. That's pretty cool there. And this is not even your car, right?
That's my brother's.
He lets you have it?
Well, borrow it.
Does he know you have it?
Well, we will when I give it back.
Oh, boy. This sounds like big trouble. Barry Brown in the 202. Practical joker down here, Tim.
I'm over here with local hometown favorite Ron Diaz in a 77 Lincoln Town Car, and his number is Route 4. And Ron, where'd you get a number like Route 4?
It's at my route at work. I'm a garbage man.
I don't want to laugh at your job here, because, I mean, you're about to tear this one up. You may be dragging this one out when you go to work in the morning.
Yeah, we loaded up in the hopper there. Like to say hi to my daughter, Crystal Lynn, and Recycle America.
Hello, Recycle America. I never thought I'd be saying that tonight. Back upstairs to Steve and Al.
There's too much excitement here. It's a public service announcement for recycling, and that we've done that. And as well as seeing our in-car camera, that's the 69er. Bo Murphy. I want to know the guy who's got this brother's car with that big mosquito netting on the front of it, Steve.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you, this crowd is pumped up.
Well, well, you need, and this part, there are some major bugs out here. You need that mosquito netting right down there. I petted one of the bugs that was coming out there tonight.
They're sleeping with the crows.
That's right.
Look how they've got them lined up here.
Yeah.
One car on the end, that's our camera car. Can he split the middle?
Let's see
if 69 goes right there. He goes. Oh, he got held up by 38, Ted Page. So he grabbed reverse instead.
I think there's a water bottle on one of the cars. I just noticed that, just I guess in case you get a little bit thirsty right in the middle of it. Yeah, there's a gallon water jug. The garbage man needs to know that so he can recycle that. It's his water department. That's his city, and it's Paul's water department. He lives apparently in Paul, Florida.
There's one guy out there. Can't get the number on. Maybe we'll see him here in a second.
Yeah.
That's really classing the joint up. He's got, there it is, the auto shop. He's got custom wheels and white walls.
Well, and that makes it exciting. I also understand he's got a beeper. No, he doesn't know what a beeper is, so he's using his garage door opener as a beeper tonight.
Bill Lucas, 444, with the giant water bottle on top out of Melbourne, Florida. There is another one of these out-of-state killer cars in here.
Who we got?
That's number 88, Billy Blanton. We'll see him in just a second.
Yeah. Well, and we've got the dueling gas station auto fix-it owners. I see a wheel rolling off the side of the demolition derby. I'll tell you, it's the passion that gets to me on these. I'm getting very passionate about this. And look at 69er. He just drove right through like it was a traffic jam. But now that somebody's catching up with him there.
And he's playing smart demo derby here, too, as is our guy in the
smart demo derby. Yep.
That an oxymoron?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Conflict in terms?
That's it. Steve, you guys, you think there's some kind of finesse? And come on.
003. That's Gerald Taylor. And our 69 ER car.
Is that for the ER television show?
Oh, 003 just ran over a tire. I think he drug it out. Down to Bobby Gerald. Bob Gerald, go ahead.
And car 003. Ted Sam's the crew chief for the 003 of Darrell Taylor. And he's giving him all kinds of hand signals. Let me ask you, what are you trying to tell him?
Well, he can see me because we've already got this program before we started. Either go to one side or go to the other side so that to save the front end. Because back we can fix, we're going to save our front end.
So he basically, obviously, can't see what's going on with the car, so you're his eyes.
Yeah, he can see me, and so way with Tim over here.
Good deal. And he's standing awfully close to the racing action, isn't it, Sam?
Yeah, a bit too close. And our camera car is in big trouble. Bo Murphy got sandwiched by a couple of cars. And time they teamed up on him, and they're still hitting him.
And he's in a steam room now. He's decided to go down and take a little steam there.
He knows it's all done. He said, I like the old days when you had a stick out, the one you just broke.
There goes Bo. Bo's done. And he from Ohio. They took out one of the out-of-towners. The Ohio guy is gone.
Are y'all related?
Yeah, that's my grandson.
Go to Tim. What you got, Tim?
I've got Ellen Smith here. She's got her grandson is Bo Murphy in number 69er. And he was putting on a steam show here for us a little bit. Ellen, are you a little disappointed?
No, not really. I'm proud of him.
Well, I'll tell you what, if, with all that steam coming out of the car, I think me and you both lost about 2 or 3 pounds.
Tim, you're supposed to be doing your job, not taking a steam. But I think the entire crowd is taking a steam over there.
Grandmothers are never disappointed in their grandchildren.
Yeah, I like that. Tim, I think you just got told, buddy. That's exactly right. I heard that. What do we got? Everybody's lining up there. It's parking. They've all decided to park, except the 3 car, and who was told to go side to side. Now there's I didn't know you could go any other way. Well, he just took something out with the front end.
Yeah, that's Tim Cordell. And his coach is still, there he is right there.
Telling him go side to side. Look at, this is John Madden on the side over there.
It's like the manager in the dugout with all the weird signals.
Jimmy Johnson, let me go ahead and point out in my telestrator here how the strategy should have worked. Oh, this is Demolition Derby. I'm going to write this. there's 003. Once again, I'm writing this down. And if you want a copy of this, send me a copy, and I'll mail it to you, okay?
Well, I want engineering in the truck to know that I didn't make all those marks in the monitor.
Well, yeah, well, I'm going to go down and paint on the camera next.
Darrell Taylor, can he get out of this heat in the main?
And how I love the smell of oil burning in the morning.
Oh, even in the evening.
Oh, gosh.
Nitro on him would be even better.
Yeah, we have got... We're going ahead and making this into an evening kind of ghoulish. It's a Halloween kind of show here.
Well, Tim Cordell may be out, and then Darrell in the 003 is going to have to pick up the slack if they're going to make any money tonight out of that main event.
Well, it's not a long drive down to the Buffalo junkyard that Tim was talking about that you guys don't want to miss.
And when in Buffalo, make sure to take the junkyard tour. You may meet your own junkyard dog. I know I did when I was a teenager looking for transmissions for that 50 Chevy. We'll be back.
He's a demolition derby man. He's all the wreck one car can stand. I didn't see.
Well, back here in Orlando, heat number 4, it may not have to be stopped. It may stop itself because there is really only one car continuing to run. The rest of the field is kind of congealed into the dirt and into the tire war. 003, Darrell Taylor, that's the crew chief, the man that did all of that fancy directions from the side. There's only a little bit of time left, and there is the only car I can see that's moving. And the heats don't usually come down to this.
Well, they have got a car that just keeps going. It's the Energizer Bunny car is what you've got there. And I think it's all over. And let me guess who's going to win this one.
Yeah, I think it's a slam dunk for 003. And he's got a lot of car left to fight with in the main. He could be really dangerous.
Oh, I think the main event battle royal in a cage for the title is going to be a spectacular evening.
Do you think that coaching from the sideline, is that in the spirit of competition?
Actually, I thought it was my telestrator work that helped him get to where he is now. And here comes the crowd still is going nuts. The thing is over with, and everybody is still going crazy.
Okay, and I'm sure that Darrell Taylor's plenty happy, right, Bobby Gerald?
Oh, I think he is. But, well, where the heck's Darrell going? Here he comes. Darrell's coming out of the top of the car. All right, I thought Darrell was moving away from us there for a second. Now, I understand from his crew chief, Ted Sams, that Darrell, you were at the chiropractor earlier today.
That's right.
What's the deal with that?
My neck went out night before last. I didn't think I was going to run tonight, but when I got here, started feeling better.
So your chiropractor said, well, I've got something for you, but what I really recommend is going out and getting banged around a little bit.
No, I recommend don't going out and getting banged around, but once the drilling starts running, the pain goes away. It's fun. I just enjoy it.
Tell me about your strategy out there. Where do you like to hit guys?
I like to hit them in the corners if I can, knock out their drive line. Direct radiator shot's beautiful. But out here, people going everywhere, so it's just
watch out.
Keep going and hit what you can hit when you can hit it. And try to find people that are still moving.
Very good. Now, Ted Sams is crew chief. Step on in here, Ted. Yeah. Ted, you're giving this guy all kinds of signals and all that. How much do you think that helps him come out with what is probably going to be a win?
Well, we was the last car running, wasn't we?
I believe so.
What do you mean? And I tell him, keep going, keep going. He knows what that means. Keep going and keep on hitting. We don't stop until we're the last car running.
You're the crew chief, and you've looked at this car now. How bad's the damage for the main event? What will you have to fix before the main event?
Nah, back's fine. We just take a little cutting torch, cut out the back. We got another radiator in the pit. Pull the fender out, either cut the sheet metal away. We're ready to go for the feature.
All right, there you have it. Ted Sams, the crew chief, Darrell Taylor, the driver. They make a potent team, and if Darrell Taylor's back can hold up, he is going to be very tough in tonight's main event.
If you were to call Central Castings and say, I'm making a movie about demo derbies, send me one of them, they'd send you Darrell Taylor and his chief spotter. Unbelievable. The main event, oh no, the stunt from Haas is coming up next. Stay with us.
The meanest man driving, and that ain't no lie. He's legally blind in his good eye. He can't see much, but he can smell the kill. So you better not get caught standing still.
My friend Bobby Moore is building a new race rock in Las Vegas, and there will be Al. How about a Steve Evans mannequin with my cute little announcer suit and headphone and everything?
Oh, yeah. And it would be flop. The mannequin from the taxi would be trying to date
my date. Well, Darrell Taylor took that one, and I mean, he hit it out of the park. Tim Cordell, judges thought he was good enough for number 2. Richard Howell, Bo Murphy, our camera guy, he's going on to the main event. How about it? He scored enough early on to get their attention, as did Billy Blanton. Let's go down to Bobby Gerald.
How about Wild Bill Colvin, who was racing in his first ever demo derby, painted the car up all nice and built. Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
What was it all about? I mean, did it hurt when they were crunching you?
Oh, yeah, this big hit in the door really got me pretty good.
Do you want to do this some more?
Yeah, I'll do it again, no doubt.
No doubt about it, says Wild Bill Colvin, the driver of number 4. Had a good time in his first ever derby.
We all had a darn good time watching him as well.
I'm losing almost everything over here.
Okay, what you got, Tim?
Well, I don't want to say that heat was rough, but take a look at this right here. That got second place in this heat. That's number 7, Rick Heil from Sebastian, Florida. Rick, you going to be able to get this mess ready for the final heat?
We got a record right here now. We're going to take it up there. We'll be back for the feature.
How long is it going to take you to fix a mess like that?
Long enough to put 2 tires on the other side and let my father hit it a few times with a big hammer, and we'll be back.
Hey, my wife's got a car when I get home that needs work. Can I bring it to you? If you can fix that fast, you can fix my wife's car.
It needs to be fixed with a hammer. My dad's the man for the job.
Al, Steve.
Another native Floridian.
Yeah, as they all are.
There is 202 headed out of here. That was Barry Brown that borrowed the car from his brother. I wonder what his brother's going to say when I'd just sink that in the swamp somewhere, Barry. I'd just drive it right in the swamp, push it in, whatever it takes, and tell your brother it was stolen.
Absolutely not. Just pull in.
Okay, stay with us, everyone. We're waiting on the stunt from Haas Wise and our main event here in Orlando. Well, we got stuntman Haas Wise going to try to run that machine through a 60-foot trailer loaded with furniture, furnaces, and air conditioning, and toilets
all
and
your
everything
stuff.
else.
It's all your stuff.
No, it's on the Harding stuff. But I tell you, the crowd is just as excited about the main event demo derby to come. The action there has been phenomenal. In fact, let's go right down to Tim Wilson and find out what's going on with the double 3 car.
Hey, I tell you what, the double 3 car must be confident because they're setting the thing on fire, apparently. No, they got a acetylene torch out. I'm with Ted Sams. Ted is the crew chief for Darrell from Tim and Darrell, 003. What exactly are you doing here, Ted?
Well, we got to get this fender away from this tire so when we go back out for the feature, if we take a hit in the front, we won't get tore up anymore.
Okay, well, try not to hit me with that. I tell you what, there's action down here.
If at first you don't succeed, get a bigger hammer. That's always been my motto. What's Haas's motto, Bobby?
Well, I don't know. We're going to ask him about it. It's almost time, Haas, to pull off this stunt. What goes through your mind right now before you get ready?
Well, I've done the stunt about 1,000 times in my mind, so really it's just a feeling of getting the butterflies in formation. The ramps look good, the trailer sets on a good level angle, and everything looks right from here. Like I say, I've done it 1,000 times in my mind, so the lane that I've been looking at in my mind is looking good here in reality, so looks like no problem from here.
Good luck to you, Haas.
Thank you.
Haas is getting ready to do this jump, and the fans are moving up on the edge of their seats right now.
Well, Randy Pemberton in Charlotte, I think the big question, it's going to be kind of interesting for Haas because he comes off that pavement, he makes a transition to grass before he hits the ramps.
Well, it is going to be a tough one, but you can see him closing his eyes, going through the stunt. Like he said, he's done it 1,000 times in his mind. Let's see if he can do the reality, and I'm hoping I can keep that furnace. I really need that. I'm going to be going up north tomorrow. It's going to be cold.
Okay, so Haas is circling out, going the wrong direction on the oval. He'll spin it around and literally come out of turn number 2. And the speed he hopes to hit is about 65 miles an hour when he gets to that ramp in the Whiskey's Pete's stunt special.
If I was doing that, whiskey would be the primary thing that would take me out. There would be no other way I would get in and attempt something like this.
I'll tell you what, looking at that trailer and that ramp, if he comes out the back of that trailer as planned, I'm buying the root beer for the entire crew tonight. Bobby, what do you think? Bobby Gerald.
He's got to hit it at precisely 52 miles per hour, and he has to be at the perfect angle over to the right. Here he comes, guys.
Well, Haas is inside there somewhere. You heard the big boom. Those are, I believe, his own pyrotechnics to kind of add a little Well, fire to this stuff. They're going in to make sure he's okay. We'll get a report on him as soon as... Bobby, what do you see down there?
I can't see a whole lot. He entered right about where he said he was going to enter. X marks the spot. They're taking a look inside of the trailer right now. And I'll...
Inside. But Haas is okay, said hi to his mom and waved to the crowd. Here's the field, Al.
This is it.
Final.
Well, we've got number 6, Brian Harrell, and number 33X, Mike McCarty, coming up. James Erb, number 82, just with the name, I think he's got a shot at it. And 409, Ralph Murchie. Number 236, Paul Stevens, and number 13, John Lee.
As we look at the rest of the field here, you'll notice that virtually all of those out-of-state cars, particularly the Kansas cars, have made it here into the final. And this is going to be a real shootout between the Floridians and those Kansans.
Come on, Steve, didn't you watch the Wizard of Oz? It's a tornado, Kansas. You know, this isn't Kansas anymore, Toto. We are setting it up for the absolute finals, and it's going to be a lot more than just sitting in the trailer, as Haas's car still is, and I think it's going to be spectacular.
Now, you don't have to hold anything back at this point. There's no more competition tonight, and this will either be the last car still able to move, or when we run out of time, and if there's 2 or 3 moving, they'll pick a winner. That's kind of how it's going to go down.
Steve, are you saying that there's going to be no finesse in this?
I'm saying there'll be tons of finesse in this. And speaking of finesse, here's Bobby Gerald.
Hey, Al, lay off the finesse. All right, we'll talk about that later. Now, you guys talked about the guys from Kansas and the guys from Florida. Well, I got my money on an old boy from Illinois, and that is Victor Whaley, who almost tipped over in his heat race, but still won. Victor, you've done some work to your car now. Tell me about this main event. You going to do it?
Yes, I'm going to try. I cut the back end out so I can see, and now I can go backwards a little bit and save my front end some.
With all that damage, though, to the rear of the car, it's shortened up quite a bit. Does that affect how you will be able to hit?
No, it don't. I can still hit as hard as I want and as fast as I want.
All right, and tell me one more time what you like to do to the competition.
I'm going to try to turn somebody over tonight, and I'm going to hit them hard.
That's my guy right there. I'm telling you, number 14, Victor Whaley Jr. Tip?
I'm down here with one of the Kansas boys, David Segrist. You know, whenever we came out this afternoon, I was looking at cars. I knew you Kansas boys were gonna be in the finals of this, and I'm picking you to win this thing, David.
I sure hope so. We went through a lot getting here, a lot of money, too.
Well, I think it ought to be a new rule. If you drive a certain amount of time, you should automatically get into the final. Can we try to get that made an official rule now, Al, Steve?
I agree with it. I'm for it.
Victor started lobbying us about noon today to have a lot more demo derbies live on TNN near his hometown in Kansas. He says this traveling is killing him, but he came here specifically, he and that whole group, to be on TNN to entertain you all tonight, and I think they've succeeded no matter what happens here.
Oh, I think they have done a tremendous job. We've got, and they're rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs right there. I don't know if that's a good omen. Didn't they get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs? There is my taxi. I wonder if my girl is still in there. Is my date? My date may be coming up to the booth. Yes, I see my date right there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have to probably leave early tonight.
Well, she may not be a cheap date, but girls from Manhattan usually aren't.
Well, that's true, but she can't say anything if I leave her with a check. She's a mannequin.
How about a womankin?
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, the kids are looking out. They are excited about the beginning of this race, as I am, because I think the beginning is going to be the big time. Then Absolutely. It's just going to, you know, that's when it's going to determine who's there.
Yep, lock up your pets and your children, because I guarantee you they will be going for it. Here's our in-car, number 82, and that is James Erb from Orlando, Florida. We've also got, let's see, how many of our guys with in-cars made it into the finals? I guess we're about to find out, huh? So far we know it's James Erb. And here is 007. He made it in there as well. That is Richard Yokel.
Well, that is, is he from here? He is a local yokel. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Richard.
He's not that local. He's from Longwood.
Well, Longwood, Florida. That's really a pretty nice place. I've spent some time there.
You know, some of these cars that started out as intermediate size can now park in the compact parking places.
Well, where would you park it, though? I mean, who do you have to worry about it getting stolen is my question.
Like when I was living in Buffalo and people had beater winter cars and they'd park and put a sign on them that said, "This is not an abandoned car." They were pretty rough.
There's our school car. There is my car after driver's ed. That was definitely my car after driver's ed.
They're wheeling them around, getting in. Let's see what the starter comes up with this time.
Well, you know, and it looks like just a line this time. How boring.
Here's 69R, a little bit backlit, but what the heck, we can deal with that as soon as the and all that must-go lighting is paying off for Bo Murphy. He can see very well inside that car. The Orange County Sheriff Department. Bobby, Gerald, what's going on, bud?
Well, we wanted to show you what these guys do to these cars to try to make them as safe as you can for a demolition derby. So here are a couple of the things that they do. They take the battery and they put it in a battery box. Now, we've pulled the battery out of the box right now, but usually it's in there. It's all covered up so that if you get bashed over there by the door, you don't get battery acid and all that kind of stuff all over the place. They also take the gas tanks and put the gas tanks right behind where the driver sits. Because you can't get blasted in the driver's side door, that's the safest place possible to put this 5 gallons of gasoline. Other than that, as you can see, it's a pretty bare bones model here, but that's what your basic demolition derby car looks like.
And at what other form of motorsports events would they sell blow-up souvenir hammers? Because without a selection of hammers, you couldn't possibly prepare one of these cars properly. Hey, it's going to be a traditional demolition derby lineup. Oh, baby. Let's go to Mike. Okay, we're going to commercial. We'll be right back with the start. Welcome back to the Gambler Bass Boats Florida Free for All. The final is up right now. There is about 38 cars, which means there's half the room to maneuver. Al, there weren't any of the heat races.
It looks like it is just going to be, and I hear the countdown by the crowd. This is it, folks. We are underway.
Looks like every morning in L.A. It could be the 405 freeway, the 5, the 10, it wouldn't even matter. Here's the 007 in car. Our man doing the best he can with what he's got left. Richard Yokel. Oh, you can hear it.
We have got machinery laying everywhere.
Remember what 14 said. Victor Whaley Jr. out of Illinois. His greatest satisfaction is rolling one over.
I think he said he wanted to hit him hard.
Hit him hard.
He's going to hit him hard.
Well, also smashing and bashing James Herb with our in-car from heat number 1. Get him, Jim. Show us some pictures, Jim. Win an Emmy, Jim.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He could go for the big time if he could just take it off with an in-car camera.
And there's 14 with the green roof. You see on the other side of this mess. Right now, you'll see guys taking frontal charges that would never do that. And here's our education special, Jeff Cole.
Our X1R car.
And look at him. He's going to use the front end to attack if that's what it takes at this point in the ball game.
But he's still flying those balloons. And that's the important part about it.
You know, I think the important part about this kind of motorsport is more fun. Now, you hear the word fun more often from guys you interview than anywhere else. And 14 is just punishing 24. Bill Loomis really being the victim of the oppression on 14.
14 looks like the end of the Dragnet show when the big hammers go down.
And here's our 69 ER, Bo Murphy. Oh, how does he see?
He doesn't. And how do we see? We don't. We just assume somebody is getting crashed out there because I think that's what's happening.
And while they're tangled up, they may be actually buying a little time for themselves.
Well, that's what I think. There's a little bit of possum being played out there. But unfortunately, you all are getting a much better picture than we are because the place is being blanketed with oil.
Well, 14 is really starting to show some battle scars now. But I still like Victor Whaley Jr.'s shot at this thing.
Well,
and Whaley took a shot himself. The 15 car of Jack Flynn nailed him. Let's have another look at that. And we got a great big fire. That is the 444 car right in the center of the field. Bill Lucas from Melbourne, Florida. That's going to bring out the red flag. And it is definitely an engine fire. Did he get out of the car? He appears to have gotten out safely and probably very quickly.
And look, Bill's got his water bottle there. He should have just put the fire out like that with his water bottle on the top of the car.
Well, I assure you, they've got the proper firefighting equipment. They need all of it. In fact, before the show started, Dutch Holland, our chief judge, said they're going to need a lot of firefighting equipment tonight. Bobby Jarrell?
Bill Lucas, the driver of that 444, we saw him bail out of there. We'll see if we can track him down. But kind of an interesting story there. His father, Harold Luke Lucas, is the guy who was preparing this car. So a father-son team here. And his father was telling me that he used to be a racer himself. And now he's behind the effort here for his son. So as soon as we can grab Bill, we'll grab him and talk to him. And boy, they're still got a problem getting this fire under control, guys.
Well, my guess would be a broken fuel line, probably right at the carburetor. A lot of the guys put on a flex line instead of a solid copper or steel line to prevent that. But I'll tell you, this thing is still burning.
Yes, it is.
And let's remember that this is one of the reasons the gas tank is out of the trunk. Actually, it's in the back seat. I don't know if that's good or not. Okay, you'll see, if you watch closely, you'll see the fire. Upper right-hand corner of your screen, you'll just see it start to ignite. There it is, right there, right in the center of your screen, off to the left. Well, I'll tell you what, that was a volcano when it got lit. All right, from in-car camera, let's see if we can get a peek of this. Yep, right there in front. Houston, we have a problem.
And look at, he says, well, I think I'll just back right up and leave that.
Smokey DeBerry's not.
But
hey, Bobby Gerald, you got our man down there. Is he okay?
I've got our man, Bill Lucas. Bill, what happened?
She's one of them flames.
Get him. He's out of the car. We're laughing about this, Bill, because you're all right. And that's the most important thing there. Did you take a shot directly right there, or what happened?
Took a shot right in that corner.
Boom. Boom. Or poof. Or something like that, Steve.
Okay, I'll go with Poof, the Magic Dragon.
All right, there it is.
Yeah, there you go. How about 14? How's your man doing out there, Al?
I'm looking over there. I thought he was going to pick up, Steve. I thought he was going to pick some things up, and he is just using his car as a straight back. But I see some smoke coming out of the front. That could be a problem.
All right, here's our education special, X1R with Jeff Culp.
Yeah, wouldn't you like to have him as a teacher?
Look at him use that gear shift, man. They take out all the stuff. They just use low gear and reverse gear, nothing else. Skydiving and scuba diving. This guy lives on the edge, doesn't he?
He sure does. And he's on the edge here, but he's still in it. I think my taxi's out of it. It looks like, oh, there's our 007 car. Can't see out of the back, but he's going to go straight ahead.
Yeah, that's Richard Yokel. And I got to tell you, Victor Whaley Jr., well, I don't see him right now. Look. The 007 car, look at the amount of damage, and he's still out there fighting because he's got that blood into the back now. He's more dangerous than ever.
Oh, yes, he is. And
and the 17 car comes in for a nice little shunt. Number 82, James Herb, Orlando, Florida. We're on board with him now. Jimmy, doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't. And you need to go out and shut your hood.
Well, they had hood latches. Had is the operative word in that sentence.
Yeah, about 3 hours ago.
Yep, about 3 hours ago. Well, Jimmy Herb, Orlando, come on, Jim. Certain cooling effect, I believe, though, from the hood angle.
Yeah, that does help out quite a bit. But our auto roadside sign, number 33, look at him. He's going after the 14 car. He has got no fear in this race.
Hey, the 14 car, he maneuvers that thing like he was in a road race. Victor Whaley Jr., he said, I like to get the fans on my side. Well, he certainly has tonight.
Yes, he has, and absolutely no effect to what's going on in the back. Everybody tries to ram him in the back, and it doesn't do anything.
Well, our 33 car, David Seegers, that's a car to Simpson, Kansas.
And he won 5 derbies last year, and he's got a shot at number 6 starting off this year tonight.
I'll tell you another car out there doing some damage is that orange 84. Colors and numbers, boys. Kevin Huggins of Golderville, Illinois.
It looks like the 14. This was the fight I wanted to see, was the 14 car and the 33 car, but they're backing off now. They're going after the other prey of the Derby there.
You know, Victor Whaley, that 14 car, he is amazing how he keeps his wheel speed up. Whether forward or reverse, you never see the car sit still for any amount of time.
Well, I think
That's the end of it. The checkered flag has flown here in Orlando. Who do you like, Al?
I like number 14. I like Victor.
Bobby Gerald, who do you like out there?
As well, Victor Whaley. I think the 14 or the 33, either one of those two, flip a coin.
Okay, well, we'll declare a winner when we come back live for the final time to Orlando Speed World, to what has been just a wonderful Destruction Derby evening. Come back with us.
He'll hit you with a gas forward, hit you against the dashboard, there goes your bumper. Better get the wrecker warm. You feel like an Iraqi in the desert storm.
Race fans, kick off the 1997 NASCAR season with this exclusive offer, an authentic T&N Motorsports NASCAR Thunder mini helmet made by Simpson Race Products. Call today or visit your local NASCAR Thunder store to purchase this one-of-a-kind limited edition collectible. Call 1-800-338-6016.
Welcome back to TNN Motor Madness. Still to come, Steve Burns chats with Richard Childress, 6-time Winston Cup Championship car owner. But right now, we've got to head back to Orlando, Florida to find out who won the Florida Free-for-All. Steve Evans.
Well, Randy, indeed, we have a winner. The crowd was chanting all during that commercial break. 14 in unison. And I don't think that affected the judges one bit, because Victor Whaley Jr. flat trounced him here tonight. And his showmanship was part of it. He was just always moving, always grooving. Unbelievable.
He busted him, Steve. He absolutely. I'm in this next time. I am entering a car, Steve. I can't wait. Look for the Bobby Max car, number 61.
Okay, let's go down to Bobby Gerald.
Victor Whaley Jr. standing on top of the car, and his buddy, the third-place finisher, was up there along with him. Victor, this is your first ever Demolition Derby win. Congratulations.
Thank you. I love it, and I'm going to keep running them. I had a good feeling about this one.
Now, I think the main thing we want to talk about with you was that somehow you were able to keep your rear wheels moving better than anybody else. You were getting the best grip. How come?
I think I hold it to the floor more than anybody.
It's that simple. He says the whole key to the thing was holding it down to the floor. Congratulations on your first win once again.
Thank you.
Steve?
Well, thanks a lot, and I think that is absolutely the secret. That was hammered down. Well, Al, this was your first demo derby. You did a great job. What'd you think?
Thank you so much. I had an absolute blast, and in fact, like I said, I was so excited a minute ago. I'm entering a car in the Atlanta. I am just going for it because I've got a car that's ready to go with that.
Yeah, well, I'll believe that when I see it. But I have to tell you that it was worth the wait for the debut of Demo Derby here on Motor Madness live on TNN. And we're going to have another, I believe, 6 or 7 of these before our year is out.
Get your heart out.
So for all of us here at Orlando Speed World, we thank all of you at home for watching. And we're going to head on back to Charlotte, North Carolina. Motor Madness' home base, and the air to crew from on high. Tonight, the hammer throw returns to Atlanta. We have a torch of a different type. Relays. And hammers together, both men's and women's. Steel hurdles. More hammers. The pride of competition. Even gymnastics. Well, make that carnastics.
Well, they drive the thing backwards, turn backwards, 80 mile an hour, plowing into your rear end. When he's behind the wheel, he ain't got no friends. You better tighten up the seatbelt before it don't melt. Better get ready. Ooh, that looks like it's stung. Congratulations, you just got your bell rung by Bondo Jones. Accident prone, born in a Buick that was hit head on. He's a demolition derby man. He's all the wreck one car can stand.
Stand by for more Olympic moments. From Woodstock, Georgia, Motor Madness presents live the Atlanta Journal-Constitution Dixie Crash Fest. In case you thought Demolition Derby was a product of the 1950s, have a look in the infield. Over 138 entries for tonight's destruction. Hello, everyone. I'm Steve Evans, and welcome to Dixie Speedway, one of the oldest and proudest dirt half miles in all the Southeast. Now, tonight, the speeds are going to be higher. The impacts are going to be harder because this is the longest battlefield we've brought you so far on Motor Madness. And one driver has come an awful long way to inflict this kind of punishment on himself. He's with Bob Fry.
He's the dog, and the last time that we saw him here on TNN's Motor Madness, it was more madness than motor. He's come 640 miles to try to make amends for that dog down in Florida. Wasn't your day?
No, it wasn't. You know, we did qualify into the main event, but when we got into the pit area to work on the car, we found out that the transmission linkage had broke on the inside. We'd had to drop the valve body to fix it, just didn't have time. But we did come a long way this time. We got a lot of friends looking back at us, and the people that helped me get here, I really want to, you know, say thank you to them, and we'll see what we can do for them.
And we'll see tonight if he can live up to that name on the side of the race car. Hopefully for him it will be Beware of the Dog. For more on one of the characters here tonight, let's go over to Bob Gerald.
Lighting the torch for the Demolition Derby games tonight will be...
Thank you, Tim Wilson. Not all the action tonight is going to be from Dixie Speedway because our home base in Charlotte, their plate is pretty full as well. Complete with the dogwoods in bloom.
They're lining up for the first heat for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution Dixie Crash Fest. And I'll tell you, after watching Katie throw up some of those bricks, safest place around this weekend might be right out here on the track with the demo derby cars. We got a great field lined up for him. To meet one of our drivers, let's go down to Bobby Gerald.
Well, his family is here to cheer him on. His mother and his girlfriend are here. And we're talking about Brad White, who has graduated with a degree in radio and television from Morehead State. And Brad, what the heck are you doing driving in a demo derby? I understand you're in graduate school.
Yes, it started out as just a hobby, and I was fortunate enough to let it pay for my college education, and now I'm in graduate school and hope to go on.
Tell me about your strategy here.
Well, I'm going to observe just a little bit of patience as they take off the line, let everybody else kind of go away, and then I'll make my move for wherever I'm going.
All right, go ahead and fire it up as we get a chance to throw it over to Tim Wilson with another guy.
Hey, Tim Wilson is here with one of the Dixie Crash Fest headliners, Alton James, 96 Georgia champion. Alton, you're going up against Ronnie Jones, the other co-champion. Y'all are co-champions. We're going to find out who's the man here today. I hear y'all are good friends, but Ronnie's been saying a lot of stuff about your wife and your family, and he said some pretty bad stuff about your dog.
Maybe the wife, but never my dog. I'll take care of him when the time comes.
You got another little project to do here before the grudge match comes up. They hit hard out here. What are you going to do?
Hit hard back.
He's going to hit hard back.
I love the lack of a key on that first guy that Bobby talked to. You know, one of the rookie drivers in this heat has been attracted to Demolition Derby because of his lifelong love of racing. It's a personal passion for the sport that he's graciously decided to share with all of us tonight.
Well, y'all come on in. Welcome to Hot Rods World. This is my hobby.
Ron Manili of Dallas, Georgia loves everything to do with racing. Ron's such a devoted fan that he's created his own personal museum with an enormous collection of die-cast models.
Here's another room right here. I got some more in here. The good old days. This is the old NASCARs. This is how they used to haul them thing. This was high class. If you had a ramp truck and a couple boards and a car like this, you was in hog heaven. This is a type hobby where you're not going to lose money in it. It always goes up in value. Down here, we got some more little cars that Sizzler puts out. I guess you say they're my toys, but I'm a big boy and I still like to play with toys.
Ron likes toys, and he also likes to race, but that can be a problem for a car perfectionist.
Well, the reason I'm doing Demolition Derby is because I like racing and all, and I've always been concerned about my own car. I don't want to tear it up. I was real particular about it. I didn't want to ding it, scratch it, nothing like that. This is something where I don't have to worry about the scratch. I don't have to worry about tearing it up. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna crush it. And hey, I guess anything on my side, I'm gonna probably crush it too.
Ron Manili is a man who loves his hobbies, and he's found a way to combine collecting with his newest passion, Demolition Derby.
Well, with all these cars, I'm thinking about maybe having a new hobby. called the die-cast derby because there's two birds. There's a firebird and a superbird, but there's only one bird to wake up. Oh, no, get
If I know Ron, he's got 2 of each of those in his collection. He wouldn't risk scratching them. It is time, Bob Fry, for heat number 1. They're counting them down.
There you go, 2 of the guys that we've already met. Number 2.5, alt names, and the collector, over 10,000 models in his basement. It's the journalism major, Brad White, and on William Junger. Bobby, don't call me Buster Couch in the 69X car.
And these cars aren't all from just around here, from northern Illinois, from Kansas, from all over the place. This will be about 12 minutes in duration. The judges, headed by Dutch Holland, will pick 7 or 8 cars to go directly to a main event. And, Bob, the speeds are so much higher on this long course, they're going to have to be a little careful to have something left for the main.
David Owen in the 21 car, one of the few Mopars. Look at that, spun that baby right around. You're going to see some big hits tonight. There's the number 01 car. That's Ron Manili, and he's got that thing clenched right in his teeth, and I think somebody's in big trouble because you're supposed to have 4 of them, Steve.
You are, and they could black flag him for losing a wheel like that. They don't want to tear up this track for a sprint car race tomorrow night. They said the tires have to stay on the wheels.
Tommy Kent's in the 20K car, just getting bumped around right there by Manili, who looks like he's got a pretty good start, although this is a 12-minute marathon, just like the Olympics. And our onboard camera, there we go. That's the 222 car, and he had some trouble very early. Brad White. And even though his mom's a professor right down at Georgia Southern, might not help him here this evening because I don't believe this is a postgraduate course, Steve.
I don't believe it is. This is not Demo 101. They have to be aggressive to score points for the judges. If you lay around them for a couple of minutes and don't hit anybody, you're not going to make the main event. But you've got to be careful, too.
Right in front there, the number 97 car. That was Doug Duke, who was kind of dead in the water. You can see him right there, and he's got big troubles already. Unlike some of the other demo derbies you saw in Motor Madness, Steve, the guys sit here, the duration is so short, the track's so fast, you're going to see a lot of hitting with the front end of the cars.
The only thing you're really not supposed to do is hit into driver's door, which is why you'll see a lot of these pretty straight on the left-hand side. Let's go down to Tim Wilson.
Hey, I'm down here with Brad White's mother, Sharon.
Yes, hi, how are you? I'm a little nervous right now.
Tell me where y'all are from. Adams County, Ohio.
Yes, that's right, West Union, Ohio.
We got some of these northerners coming all the way down here to the south to get into this. Tell us, Brad's driving for a friend of his?
Yes, he is. Brad's driving number 222. He and number 888 and 921 are running in memory of a fellow driver and fraternity brother, Gary Grimsley, who died in a car accident on August 24th this year. So we're dedicating this race tonight to Gary.
Well, God bless you, Sharon. Back up to you, Steve Evans.
Okay, that is one excited lady, and her kids doing a good job, too. There he is, 222.
Gary Grimsley was born and raised, by the way, right here in Woodstock, Georgia. There's our other guy, Ron Manili, and I don't know if he's got a collector's car that looks like that on the shelf, and this could be a big upset if he's in trouble real early right out here in the program.
He's hung up with a red car just in front of him.
That's Terry Hadley's car, and they are both deadlocked, and that's not going to help either one of them out. They're sitting ducks, Steve, and if somebody slams one of these, gets a big run like you can get here at this racetrack, they're going to be in awful trouble.
And you can see what Ron is trying to do. He's trying to keep those rear wheels turning. There's 2.5. He's in a bit of trouble as well. That's Alton Ames. Okay, I'll tell you, the crash and the bashing is starting early here at Dixie Speedway. Stay with us. We'll be right back on Motor Madness.
And the demo Lincoln Derby man, he's all the wreck one car can stand.
White all the way down from Ohio calls his car triple deuce because he said 3-2s are hard to beat. He is doing surprisingly well. At least he is. It's more than I can say for his bumper.
I don't like the way the front end is bent up either. In fact, the rim of these cars should bend up, not down onto the wheels and tires. They're going to notch the frames right. 222 is hanging in there. I think he'll get a berth in the main event, but he's got to keep rolling to do it.
Don't know if many of these guys are going to last the 12-minute time limit. We're on board again. That's our crash cam. Couple of station wagons out there. I talked to the dog earlier, and he said some of the station wagons now getting hard to find. You can see a bunch of them out there for the derbies, and surprisingly enough, some of the cars, Alton Ames wagons, doing well. The 01 car, that's Ron Manili, who looks like he is a dead player, a souvenir, and it could be good night for Hot Rod, Ron Manili.
I tell you, he has turned a full-size wagon into a miniature now. They can find a place for it in his collection. And it's not just body damage. The first thing that goes is the radiator. You can see steam coming out of that one. Bobby Gerald?
one of the things, guys, that all of the drivers and teams are talking about is this particular derby pit that they're running on tonight. It's a lot different than anything we've seen in the past on Motor Madness. It is banked. It's the front straightaway of a racetrack that they use for sprint cars and stock cars, and there is banking. So you have to deal with that. Plus, it's a whole lot longer, as you guys talked